Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It is actually officially halfway through the year today, July 1st. Yes, I'm filming this on July 1st and I'm gonna edit it as fast as I can and turn it around and post it out to you guys. So let's get into it. So now I will be sharing with you my June wrap up. So I definitely got a little bit ahead of myself at the beginning of June and was like, ooh, halfway through the year, whatever. Today is actually officially halfway through the year. And I will likely be posting a video about joining the No Buy Challenge halfway through the year because a couple of people have talked about that or asking me to post a video about like recommitting to the No Buy year halfway through or whatever. I definitely have done some reflection since I posted my like loosely reflecting on the year halfway through the year kind of video with some like questions and thoughts and maybe prompts for us to think about. And now that we've had the month to kind of think about them, now that we are officially halfway through the year, I would love to share some of my ideas of like how I will be moving forward for the rest of this year and my plan to like really stay on track, because I feel like in the past month or so, like month or two, I've definitely veered a little bit off course. I'm definitely not on the path that I thought I would be, and I feel like in general that's kind of the theme that I noticed this month, is that things keep popping up, things keep getting in the way, I guess, and that's kind of just life. And I think that's the whole point, is that we're really trying to set ourselves up for success in the future. My whole thing on this channel since pretty much day one is realistic ways to live an intentional and happy life. That is literally the point of this channel. That's why I created it, and I'm just sharing my life and my experiences and realistic things on how I personally am going on that path in my life. And right now, the no buy is a really positive thing. Like, it's a whole encompassing experience that I'm going through, you're going through, we're going through together. So anyways, I'll get more into some of my reflections in a second. Let's get into the percentages. I'm just gonna read my little notes off here, right here. As I mentioned sometimes, actually I don't think I mention it every time, I have a Substack where I kind of put this whole video in like Word format. It's a bit more of like a journal entry, to be completely honest. Last night I wrote it really late and I was like totally losing my mind. Felt like I was turning in a homework assignment and procrastinating, but I feel like in that way it was very honest. I haven't been doing great. I feel like I'm not embodying what I wished I would have been embodying at this point in the year. So I don't want to say that I'm disappointed in myself, but I guess I had higher expectations, which is fine, you know. Sometimes we don't always hit our expectations. Anyways, let me get into the percentages before I keep getting off track. The percentages are as follows. So my bills were 33.9%, my groceries were 17.5%, my savings and investment were 16.4%, so finally getting back on track with that, which feels really good. Debt repayment is 8.2%. Eating out / experiences is 6.2%. I definitely went out more times than I would have liked this month. I think I went out to eat 6 times, and then I got boba and ice cream, so that technically counts as 8, which is at the very top of my limit of 1 to 2 times a week, which is already kind of stretching it in my personal opinion. But I have ideas and solutions for that in the future. Replacements was 5.6%, which is way above anything that I would have wanted to pay. But unfortunately, in New York, you have AC units in order to not die of the heat, because it is so humid and hot here. It was like really hot last week. We had to put the ACs in, and we have a really fluffy dog, so you know, we have to do that. And because our building just got new windows and blah blah blah, they didn't want us screwing directly into the windows, so we had to buy the screwless window ledge for the ACs, and they were really expensive, unfortunately. Could not find a good quality version that was like cheaper than like a good chunk of money, and I had to buy 2 because we have 2 ACs right now. And yeah, it was not fun, not great, but it is what it is. That's just something that I had to buy. And you know, like I said, things pop up, can't help it. Can't be avoided. Like legally, we couldn't have just like a brick under there because that's super dangerous and it can kill people if the AC falls down. Anyways, donations were 3.2%. Definitely did not realize how much I spent on this. Like, whoopsie, oh well. I'm never gonna be that upset about spending money on donations because if I have a little bit of money to give, I know people have nothing and far less than I do. So the least I can do is redistribute funds, you know what I mean? So giving money for mutual aid and donations is never something that I'm gonna be upset about. This month, I think I spent a little more than I thought I did, and then it kind of starts adding up after a little while, so it's fine. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't really cognizant of that as it was happening. But it is what it is. Transportation is 3% this month. Travel expenses are also 3% this month because I visited Ray's mom in Virginia. She helped out a bit with the rental car, and she also gave me a bunch of groceries and a bunch of stuff for Flip, which is why my pet expenses are only 2.4% this month, which is usually a bit more because she sent me back with a lot of pre-made food for Flip, who, if you don't know, is my dog with a lot of tummy issues, and we have to make his food from scratch, which is not cheap, but it is the best thing for him. And then the health and fitness was 0.7%, which pretty much every month just includes dance classes if I go to them. So yeah, in terms of the reflections of this information, it's definitely a little shifted and skewed from what my normal month would look like. Although I don't think I've had one single normal month since I started this challenge, and I think that is one thing that has definitely taken me by surprise. I will definitely talk more about this in my like official halfway through the year video instead of like my cerebral one that I just posted a few weeks ago. But I guess I was expecting less things to pop up or go wrong or like things to happen or whatever. I guess some of it I'm truly doing to myself. So like that's just me being whatever. But yeah, the yellow light purchases were a little wild this month because I was traveling a little bit, but at the same time, it was really comforting to my soul to be there. And same with Anne. She was really happy that I came. A vlog of that will be coming out soon. And yeah, it just kind of reinvigorated my desire to save money and like get my head back on straight, because being in New York City, I talk about this all the time. Literally everyone in my life knows this is not where I want to be. I do not want to be living in New York City. Ideally, we're here right now because of Ray and his music career, and like I'm making good money on Broadway, like definitely able to save money and do those things, but you know, it's not my dream to live in an extremely overstimulating city environment. So that's the like sacrifice that I'm making right now. But we will be moving to New Zealand, and this is the best place for me to be making money in order to have enough to do that. So in the end, it does make sense and it is working towards a larger goal. But also, I need to make sure that I'm really aggressively saving, because buying a piece of land is not cheap. Making a cross-continental move, like a totally international to the exact other side of the entire freaking planet move, is not cheap. Like literally just moving Flip there alone is like 10,000 US dollars, which is crazy. So we need to be aggressively saving towards that. And I feel like that was a huge part of like why I'm doing this no buy year, and why in the future I feel like my way of life is just gonna be a lot more frugal and like intentional with what I'm buying, or reassessing the necessity to buy things. I'm gonna be going through my wardrobe situation and trying to figure out what things I want to do moving forward, because I feel like for me personally, one of my biggest problems with kind of like fixing my dopamine seeking behavior in terms of shopping is definitely like clothes. Like that is a huge weakness point for me. And I feel like doing the 10 item wardrobe kind of reset me a little bit in a way that like I have enough clothes to like exist, but I feel like it's really skimped back. But at the same time, I know that like without the throttle of the no buy this year, of like literally not being able to buy clothing, like that being in the rules that it's a red light purchase, I would have still bought a couple of pieces of clothing because I was fully a minimalist like the entirety of last year, and I still bought a handful of clothing. So I feel like because I was kind of doing like a low buy last year, like not like fully intentional, not fully like whatever, it was kind of just like here and there, whatever, kind of like freelance low buy. I definitely saw where my weakness points were, and that clothing is definitely still one of them. Books definitely was still one of them, which is why I got the Kindle, so that I could stop spending money on books. It was like one of those investment purchases for me. And yeah, in terms of clothes, I feel like I just need to really have a plan. So I will talk about that hopefully soon. I've been going back and forth with a lovely and wonderful member of the community helping me out, kind of figuring out a plan forward for my wardrobe. And I just want to say thank you so much to her, but I will talk more about all that in a different video later, coming soon-ish. I don't know when. It just kind of keeps getting pushed back because obviously I'm not able to buy any clothes this year, so it's like not super pressing. Anyways, I think the point that I'm really trying to make essentially before we go into the very scant, few and far between updates that I did this month, I think I literally filmed like 5 or 6 updates. We'll see. I think the point that I'm trying to make is we are going to stumble. We are going to fail. We are going to have ups and downs. I think the whole point of this year really is to challenge our beliefs and ideals that we have been force-fed by society, you know, like society and sparkles, and kind of just think about why we feel the need to buy things to solve our problems, and like why that's our first instinct, and seeing if we can challenge that and seeing if we can use community to solve these problems, or, you know, trying to think of creative solutions, because I feel like gamifying the no buy year has been so fun for me. Like having these creative solutions has been just as satisfying, if not more satisfying, than just immediately buying something. Because like in the past, if I needed like XYZ, I would have just immediately gone online, bought it, and then a couple of whatever business days later, it would have showed up on my doorstep, and then problem solved, whatever, move on with my life. But probably in the back of my head, still wanting more and more and more and more and more. This year, we are trying to be content with less, or the amount that we have, because the chances are the amount that you have already is enough, okay? You are enough, you have enough, you're okay. Like things are gonna be okay. Challenging that scarcity mindset is something that is really hard, especially people that have grown up and around poverty or like worse conditions or whatever. Scarcity mindset runs so rampant in my family because my grandma grew up during World War II, and like they were super poor. She came to America when she was like 19 to have more job opportunities and worked her ass off to where she is today. My whole family has worked really hard to get to where they are, and I'm very privileged to receive the rewards of that. I definitely know the value of hard work, because I'm not saying that I haven't worked hard for all the things that I've gotten as well, but I also know that I have a leg up compared to other people, and that's not something that I'm ever going to deny or like play down, because my parents and their parents both worked really, really hard for what they got, but also it was a different time. And I worked really hard for what I got, but I also know that like having that stability is something that has helped me a lot to get to where I am today. So anyways, that was just like a little bit of a a side note, I guess, but I feel like I don't talk about it enough or mention it enough, but that is something that is really, it's very topical to this whole situation, because no buy and low buy is something that sometimes people don't have a choice whether that lifestyle is for them or not. I'm using it so that I can be able to afford a piece of land in the future, but I know that I'm going to have help along the way and like things that will make it easier for me to do so, and I know that a lot of people don't have that. So I just want to like address that fact, because I think it's very important to the whole story of mine personally. But yeah, everyone's story is different. Everyone's reasonings of why they're doing this is different. I got a lot of comments on my initial post of the no buy year that's like, oh, this is called being poor, or like, I don't have a choice, this is my life all the time, blah, blah, blah. I understand that. The reason why I made this whole thing this year is because sometimes people are in tough financial spots, but they're still addicted to shopping because they think it's going to make them feel better, when really it's just making your life worse. Like at the end of the day, I'm probably going to do a whole Bestie Chats deep dive rant video about this, because it's so deep. It's like there's so much that goes into it when it comes to like the consumerist lifestyle totally being pushed on us and normalized, and it keeps people sick, in my opinion, like sick, poor, like whatever. But like literally with all the compassion in my heart, I say that because we've all fallen victim to it, really. But that's totally an aside. That's me laying out some of my personal thoughts on the matter. I guess what I'm really just trying to say is that I believe in us. I think that we are all trying our best. Whether or not we stumble or fail, we know that we can get back up and get back on the horse. It is a really long and tedious and frankly emotional and psychological process to detangle yourself from so many of these things. And the fact that you are even willing to try is something that a lot of people don't even realize, that they're stuck in this hamster wheel. The fact that you've realized that you are and you want to try to get out of it, whether or not you are like succeeding based on your own standards or whatever, the fact that you are aware of it and you are trying to get out of it is something that you should genuinely be proud of, okay? So I just want to give us all a bit of motivation and encouragement, and saying that, like, I don't know if you see me as like a guru of the topic. I definitely am not. I don't know anything about finance. Budgeting and like tracking my finances has been the most stressful part of this whole situation. And sometimes I just want to give up because I hate it so much, and it's painful, but it's necessary. And we are all trying. I don't have anything figured out. I'm just talking about my experiences and the things that I've learned. I'm grateful for the perspectives that you guys give and share as well. And I am just so thankful for this whole community, that we're all here working towards the same goal, but even not the same goal, because everyone's path is different, you know? So I'm just really thankful for all the diversity of thought in this community and diversity of experience, because I feel like that is the way that we can connect and move forward as a society in general. So that ended up getting so deep. Anyway, we're trying our best and we're doing a great job, even if we don't have it figured out. That's the whole point. We have so much time ahead of us to figure it out and see what works best for us. And I feel like if we are being intentional about it, that is really just the way forward. So anyways, with all of that, I guess we can get into some of the details of this month. A couple of random things happened. I think that June Grace talks about it a little bit, and also in my Substack thing. Definitely rambling, but apparently you guys like that, so let's toss it over to June Grace and hear what she has to say. Hello everyone, welcome to the June update vlog part of the video. I forgot to film the first 2 days because I was just really busy and doing stuff, but it's June 3rd right now. I went to my TXT concert last night. It was so much fun. Do not regret. Loved the experience. I definitely, after some reflection, realized that I need to make a specific list of groups that I'm willing to spend money on in terms of tickets and stuff, and how much I'm willing to spend on them for the experience and stuff, because as I've kind of thought about it, I just am realizing that, like, when I move to New Zealand, like, the amount of concerts that I will be able to go to in terms of, like, my favorite groups that I really care about, it's gonna be few and far between. So I honestly don't mind spending a little bit of money now, because the experience will not necessarily be available to me in the future, probably. So yeah, as long as I'm prepared for it and, like, being intentional about it, I think it's fine. So pretty much the groups that I've made exceptions for, I can count on one hand, is BTS, which they're in the army right now, so they're not gonna have a concert until at least 2025. Stray Kids, which I'm like 99% sure they're gonna be doing a tour later this year, so I'm gonna start saving for that specifically, like in its own little budget. I have the New Zealand trip to save for and the Stray Kids concert to save for. That's pretty much what's going on. And then TXT, which I literally just saw last night, so it'll be another year or two before they come back as well. And Tame Impala, which is my favorite group ever, besides One Direction. And of course, they're not a band anymore. So I haven't really been following their solo careers concert-wise. I went to one Harry Styles concert, and I haven't been to another one of their concerts. I was thinking about going to Niall's concert this year, but I just don't listen to his music enough to, like, warrant spending money on that. So yeah, I think I just need to be really mindful about hitting my savings goals before I do big events and things, and that's kind of just been what I have been thinking about, because a little bit in May I lost the plot in terms of, like, spending money on experiences, which again is totally allowed within my no buy year and something that I do, like, find a lot of value in, because it makes my life better and happier and more full. And I know that you don't always have to spend money to, like, have a full, happy, whatever life. Obviously, that's the whole fucking point of this challenge and, like, the things that I do in general. But, like, I don't really have that many friends here. I haven't really talked about this on this channel, but, like, all the friends that I had in college, I just am not friends with them anymore for various reasons that I'm not going to get into, just out of respect for my own mental health, and also I just don't want to give any of what happened, like, the time of day. It was just toxic, and I will literally leave it at that. So I don't really have that many, like, friends here. My best friend from home is moving here with her college roommate, and she has also become a friend of mine as well, so that's really exciting, because then I'll have the ability to hang out with people and do fun little free activities and things, because obviously I can do that with Ray as well, but, you know, I live with him, so I'm seeing him all the time anyways. It's fun to kind of, like, have other experiences, and friendship's really important. So I'm really, really grateful for that, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say about what's going on in my head right now. That's pretty much the update for today. That was kind of a long opening clip for this month, but I'm sure things will progress throughout the month, and as things go on. Hello everyone. I'm here to show you an empty. I'm nearly out of my face wash, but there's still a little bit on the bottom, so I've been just, like, using it up till the very last drop, and eventually I will have to buy some more of that. But until then, I just used another pod of Wild, which this is my second one since November, so I feel like I've been going through them at a pretty decent rate. I'm actually quite happy about that. I'm on my third pod, and once I've run out, then I'll have to order more, which I think, honestly, about two orders will last me a full year. So that's pretty good. That is pretty dang good. Also, Wild just reached back out to me and offered me a spot in their affiliate program. So if you use Wild already, or if you wanted to try it out, because it is plastic free, and this is literally recyclable. It's a really cool eco-friendly way to do deodorant, and it's not like in a plastic container. Well, technically the case is plastic, but you just refill it with these little thingamajigs that are recyclable. Anyways, it's pretty eco-friendly, and I'm a fan of it. This stuff smells really good. I would not be recommending a product if I didn't actually like it. I've been literally using it since November, and I've been having a great experience. I have super sensitive skin, and it doesn't bother me, so that's great. Anyways, all that to say, if you wanted to, I do have a discount code if you wanted to use it. So no pressure, just letting you know in case you need to reorder if you already use it, or if you are on the market for something new, go for it if you want. That's it, yeah. I just came here to say that I had an empty, and then everything else is great. I did a bit of reflecting today in terms of like how the rest of the year is gonna go, adjusting my rules, and I feel really positive about it. So yay, that's good. I didn't have to do as much adjusting as I thought. I think I just needed to reiterate a couple of things for myself, and then like just lock down on a couple of details before I was like, oh, okay, like this is fine. Anyways, that's it. That's the update. It's an update. Today is the 17th, I think? 16th? I don't know exactly what day it is. I just know that I have not updated this part of the video in a while. I feel like I've done a really bad job of updating this month, but nothing has really happened, to be completely honest. I feel like the longer we go into this challenge, the less urges I have to buy things. Although today we out here in Virginia, and I brought my camera, but I forgot my SD card. So I was gonna vlog. I actually have been vlogging, and it's just been on my phone. Luckily, phone quality is really good nowadays, like 4K, it's all good. The sound quality might be a little janky, but whatever. So basically, I went into my Discord community, and we have a little channel in there called Smash or Pass, where you kind of just like ask people, okay, should I buy this or should I save my money and find out a creative solution? And like half the time it's something that's like a necessity, like medically or health wise, and we're like, hell yeah, Smash, because your health is always something you should spend money on, you know, within reason. And then a lot of the times it's like, you don't need to spend money on this because you can either make it at home, borrow it from someone, whatever. So essentially, I asked the community, Smash or Pass, should I get a new SD card? And I feel like we've come to the decision that I should not, because I can make it work without it, even though I'm running out of phone storage. So I'm probably just gonna have to try to be uploading to Google Drive as I go this week, but also I'm running out of space on Google Drive. So I need to do some reorganization of some of that stuff. But yeah, so it's gonna be a phone vlog this week, saving the money, doing a no-buy. The only thing that I really would like in terms of YouTube gear would be another charger, like a battery for my camera, because my camera always dies and I always forget to charge it. So I'm gonna try to come up with a better solution, and if that doesn't work, I will allow myself to buy a camera battery. But that's the only YouTube thing that I'm going to be spending money on this year, because I didn't really make any rules for it, because I assumed that I wouldn't have to spend any money on things this year for YouTube. Anyways, that's it. That's the update. Hello. Here's my update for the 22nd, I think is today. Packed lunch, so I didn't have to buy anything at the ridiculously overpriced frickin' gas stations on the way from Virginia to New York, so that's great. Just chilling, doing a little lunch break, and then making my way back. The great no-buy win of this week is that Anne was so happy that I went to visit her that she was like, here, get some groceries, get some stuff, tomato plants. So I have something to plant when I get back to New York. Hopefully it works. Feeling pretty good about it. In general, I haven't really had the urge to buy. I've just been crocheting with stuff that people gifted me, and yeah, living life, living the no-buy. Hey y'all, this is the last update clip that I'm gonna do. I swear I only did like 4 update clips this entire month, maybe 5. This might be the 5th or 6th one. So I apologize for that. Also the window's open, so New York is just outside real loud. What's the update? There isn't really one. The reason why I didn't film that many times this month is because I feel like a lot didn't pop into my head, and I also don't know what it was about this month where I was just like, my first instinct was not to pick up a camera and like be like, oh, this happened or this didn't happen, because I feel like the kind of basic boring stuff of like, we ate out today or we didn't because blah blah blah, it feels mundane to me, but maybe that's just my own whatever thinking. Essentially, the recap of this month is that I spent money last month getting a rental car to go down and visit Anne, which is Ray's mom, in Virginia, and basically she ended up sending me home with a bunch of groceries and 2 tomato plants, and it was really amazing and helpful. She got me a refill of the facial cleanser that I said at the beginning of this video that I was almost running out of. She got groceries for us, blah blah blah, all this stuff, because it's a lot cheaper down there in Virginia than up here in New York. So yeah, that happened. I'm very grateful to her for everything that she does for us. And yeah, nothing much else happened this month. I didn't really spend money on a lot of stuff in general, and I went to like one dance class this month. I was considering buying like a class pass to go to a full month of dance classes next month, but I was thinking I would rather save my money for concert that I want to see later this year, and also just want to save my money in general. Like, after last month, it really kicked me in the ass and reminded me, like, you need to be a bit more careful about your yellow light purchases, because it's not getting completely out of control. Just don't say yes to it because it's like a yellow light purchase and like you can whatever. There's only so much money that you can spend on experiences before you're just wasting all of your money in the same way that you were wasting it last year, but just on things. So like, yes, a couple of free things have been given to me. Like, I got, I think, 3 pieces of clothing from the clothing swap that I did at work, 3 or 4 pieces of clothing. So that's been good because I've not had to buy new clothes. I really love to not have to purchase shoes either, because I think that I can make it through all the things that I need to do this year without purchasing a pair of shoes. So I'm just hoping that everything can work as planned. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that is it. I think that's the update. The last update for this month. It's the 29th. I have to film the intro and outro of this video tomorrow. And my boyfriend just got home, so that's the end of the update. So, with all that, we're just trying our best, as always. I really hope that things get easier for you. I feel like for me, so many things have gotten easier. A couple of things have gotten a bit more convoluted. A couple of things have come out of the waterworks as I have suppressed one thing, another thing has popped up. So it's kind of just dealing with those things that are popping up from the woodworks. That is kind of like the point of this year. It's literally like whack-a-mole, I feel like. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but it's totally been like whack-a-mole, where it's like, okay, well, I've tamped down my incessant need to shop, but now, like, I'm spending money on XYZ, or like, now I feel the need to do this, or like, now this is happening, or now that's happening. So just balancing that. It's definitely a balancing act, and I feel like we're all just figuring it out as we go. None of us have it down to a science. I don't think that anyone on the internet necessarily does either. And if they do, then they probably don't have ADHD and like a dopamine deficiency, and that's where I come in, because I think in this community, at least, not everyone, but a fair amount of us, that is one of our huge issues, like impulse control, dopamine seeking behaviors, whatever. So it's kind of become more of a lifestyle. And I think this year, this challenge is a great way to see where you need to move forward and what things you need to bring into your life moving forward from this challenge in order to keep yourself on track with your goals and keep yourself financially healthy and safe and all that stuff. Again, I'm not a financial guru. I'm just saying, when we bring in the ideas of anti-consumerism, intentionality, or enoughness, or satisfaction and contentment, then it really propels us in life in so many different ways instead of just finances. You know what I mean? Anyways, I am truly word vomiting at this point, so I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Can't wait to talk about the respective things that I was mentioning earlier in their own separate videos. I think I mentioned like 3 or 4 different videos that I'm going to be posting in the near future during this video. So look forward to those whenever I have the time and energy to post those. An update, if you haven't seen my community post, is that I will officially only be posting 1 video a week now, but extra videos will just be when I have the time and energy. Just feels like a better and more comfortable upload schedule for me and my life personally, because I was feeling a little bit stressed about 6 videos a month. So just don't say anything if I still post 6 videos a month. It's gonna be coming from a place of love and calmness instead of stress and chaos. So I'm really excited. I want to continue to post things that inspire me and make me happy, and that's all I care about, really, whether people like it or not. And it seems like you guys like it if you're watching this long. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me literally ramble for I don't even know how long, and I really appreciate all of you, and we're doing great. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'm sending you all my love, because we're all just trying our best out here, and I truly mean that. And our best is enough, okay? So yeah, that's it.